mistake I commonly see among beginner artists when drawing clothing on a figure, in this case a female one, is making the clothing too tight against the skin, thereby making certain features, in this case the breasts, too pronounced. And what we end up with is essentially this almost vacuum sealed Evangelion suit, which we don't want. And before you ask, this is a problem I've seen among both male and female artists alike, so it is not a gendered issue, okay? It has less to do with focusing too much on certain features and more to do with just not making enough observations as to clothing physics. So what the shirt should be doing instead, assuming it is a rather tight fit and the character in question has a rather large bust, as I have depicted here, the fabric is going to flow directly over top of the breasts and collect underneath, which creates this singular form. Now you may still see some small tension lines here, like along the edge of the breasts and across the center, but it's still going to be one neatly defined shape. Just get rid of that for a moment. I also grabbed this illustration from one of Andrew Loomis's books on figure drawing, because I like how he's broken this figure down into planes, and we can see kind of a similar depiction of the breasts here, where it's the planes are clearly defined, right? So we have side plane here and a bottom plane, as well as the top. So it actually looks pretty similar to what this figure would look like if she were clothed. So instead of the breasts being divided or separated into two distinct forms, it's all merged into one. Moving along in our presentation, here we have a screen cap of Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen, just to provide an example of how a drawing can be stylized while still having elements of realism. She is also pretty well endowed in the chest area, but rather than the fabric conforming to her breasts, it once again flows across and then down. So again, an obvious front or top, bottom, and side plane. I'm not sure how many times I can say breasts in a single video, or whether I can even include that in the title, but I guess we'll find out. And since Gege seems to prefer making all his female characters rather busty, here's a few more examples. So, same thing. There may be a few small lines here and there that show the fabric sinking in between the breasts, but it's subtle. It doesn't go all the way, and it's not so distinct that it distracts from the rest of the figure. Speaking of distracting, this is what I would consider to be a bad example of clothing physics. If you're wondering, this is Hana Uzaki, if I'm pronouncing that right, from an anime I've already forgotten the name of. I don't know, I've never watched it myself, but this character came to mind because I could remember people arguing over her design on Twitter a few years back, although the argument stemmed not from the clothing itself, but her chest size. Now, I actually have no problem with how well endowed she happens to be, because some women are just built like that. Though if they have a chest of that size, they would typically have a little more thickness in the thighs as well, but that's besides the point. The problem that I have with this design is that her shirt is almost form-fitting near the bottom, but the way the material sinks in between her breasts at the top suggests that there is a huge amount of slack here, as if she were wearing like a baggy sweater. So the physics are inconsistent. I am being a little nitpicky with this one compared to the very first example I showed, but it can still be improved upon. So this is how I would draw this character, and as you can see, chest size is exactly the same, except it once again sinks in at the bottom and stretches across rather than doing this, which makes more sense, especially if I presume she's wearing a bra as well, considering her size. So, you know, it's going to stretch across, right? You're going to see very little slack in between. And now the tightness that's down here is consistent with what's going on up here. And I may have also taken some creative liberty with the facial features, and I did make her eyes a little smaller, since I think her eyes bother me a lot more than her chest does. So you'll have to forgive me for that, just couldn't help it. Now, alternatively, you could also have her tuck her shirt into her skirt, like this example, which makes the shirt a lot more taut, so that it stretches directly down, and there isn't as much, or it's not going to sink as much underneath. Although, looking at this now, I did make her chest a little smaller compared to this previous example, so there would still maybe be some tension underneath, but you get the idea. There's ways of styling the clothes in such a way that it doesn't look as cluttered. So now you know what the chest might look like when it comes to tighter clothing, but another question you might have is, what about baggier clothing? So here we have the base of that first example I provided, with and without the shirt. And here's what it might look like if we were to replace that shirt with a hoodie. So, because it's so much baggier, it's not going to tuck underneath as much, but provided the breasts are large enough, they're still going to be hinted at. There's still going to be some tension, you know, it's pushing against the fabric here, so you're still going to get a line or two in between and along the edge as it pushes out against the fabric. But something else you may be thinking is, okay, I get how it would look for Tits McGee over here, but what if the breasts are on the smaller side? In which case, don't worry, I've got you covered. I should mention here that I've already talked about drawing the breasts themselves at the end of my males versus females video from over a year ago, so I'd suggest watching that one too if you want more anatomical info. And here's that form-fitting top again, except this time the fabric is not going to overlap underneath, because there's not as much surface area to cover. So all we need to do is suggest one breast from this profile view, and then one more small line to suggest the bottom of the other. So it's a lot more straightforward than this example. And when it comes to the hoodie example, you're not going to see much of anything. If the material is thin enough, you might see like some lines that indicate the fabric wanting to fill in that gap between the breasts, but aside from that, there's not going to be a whole lot going on, and even those interior lines aren't really necessary. And lastly, to finish things off, I've haphazardly slapped together some photo ref examples just to see how accurate those previous examples that I've given are. We can see that this image here is very similar to my drawing, and here we can see the fabric kind of conforming to the bottom. So because her bust size isn't as large as that example, it doesn't overlap entirely underneath, but it does still conform to the bottom. And as you can see, there is nothing here. There's no other lines to speak of. It's all just one form. And here, this woman is on the larger side, so it's pretty similar to the bustier drawing example that I gave, in which it sinks underneath and then back around. And these, frankly, smaller breasted women, don't have as much going on. You're not, especially from a front-on view, you're really not going to see anything. Maybe, you might want to indicate just like a small line, just to indicate like a slight drop from the chest to the rest of the torso. That's all you need, and you're done. Obviously, if they were more on the larger side, you would still see, they would come out more from the sides, but that's about it. If it were form-fitting even, you could just do that. So I think that covers everything pretty thoroughly. Thanks for watching, and I now have a Ko-fi page, so if you want to support me through a small one-time donation, that would be the way to do it. But I'll also be using the platform to offer video critiques at a set price sometime in the future, so something to keep an eye out for.